Hi viewers, welcome to Joshua Talks. In this video we are going to discuss about the next MySQL constraint called unique constraint. So first of all we will see what is unique constraint, and then we will discuss how to create unique constraint for our tables. As the name specifies, the unique constraint uniquely identifies each and every row in a given database table. That is, you can have this unique constraint for one attribute, or you can have this unique constraint for a combination of attributes, that is more than one attribute. Remember that you can have any number of unique constraints in your table. That is, let us say now you have a table with these 5 attributes 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. You can have unique constraint on PID, or you can have a unique constraint on the combination of PID and last name, or you can have a unique constraint on first name and address, or you can have unique constraint simply on a single attribute city. So in this manner you can have any number of unique constraints on your table with all the attributes. So without any further delay, we'll go for how to create or how to implement the unique constraint in our table. So this is a simple way. So create table, our table name. So here I have an attribute called PID. So I have given here that PID must be not null. Do remember that whenever you want a particular column value to be unique, first of all it must be declared as not null, because unique cannot take null values. Okay, it will be taking only unique values. So for that reason, first of all it should be declared as not null. Okay, and the next name is last name. I have declared it also as a not null, and the third attribute name is first name, and the next one is address, and the city is varchar. Okay, so for all these character data types I have given directly varchar of 255. Okay, so why I have given 255 means I will explain it later in this video. Okay, and in the last, as a last value here I have specified a keyword called unique in brackets PID. That is, now I want this PID attributes values, that is whatever values I enter into this PID attribute, all these values must be unique. That is, there should not be any two same values in this particular PID attribute. Okay, so if you observe this DESC persons 2 table, so you see that PID has been given as not null. So for this reason it has given whether it is accepting null value, no. Okay, did you apply any primary key constraint here? No. But what did we get here? Under key column we have got something called PRA, which is nothing but as primary key. Do remember, a unique attribute or a unique key constraint with not null can be considered as a primary key constraint. So I will be discussing about what is primary key and how we are going to declare a primary key constraint in the forthcoming videos. But for now, do remember that, so whenever you are having a particular unique key constraint on a given attribute, and if the same attribute is also not null, then it can be considered as a primary key. And do remember that one table can have only one primary key, but one table can have any number of unique keys. That is the only difference between unique key and primary key. So now we are going to insert the values into this table, that is PID, last name, first name, address and city. So these are all the values which I wanted to insert into my table. Okay, now let us see how they have been inserted. Okay, now whenever we see here, so the values have been inserted here. So you see here the value 1 has been inserted, and the last name KK, first name YY, address PP and city PX have been inserted without any problem, because do we have any null value here? No. So that is the reason it has been inserted. And do we have any null value here? No, because the last name should also not accept any null values, no, right? So KK is not a non-null, it is a non-null value, it is not a null value, so it has been inserted successfully. All the other attributes are not having any of the constraints, so there is no problem, all the values in the first have been inserted successfully. So now when you see here, now again for the next time, that is for the second time, I am trying to insert the value 1 here. Okay, so previously I have already inserted the value 1 for PID, and now again I am going to insert the value 1. So it has thrown me an error. What is the error? Duplicate entry 1 for key p underscore id, as I have declared it as a non-null value and it is a unique value, that is there must be only a value of only one number of time, that is more than one time a particular value should not be repeated. That means this one should not be repeated in any of the next insertion of this value. So this will not be allowed to insert. That is the reason this value has been declared as a duplicate entry and it will not be allowed to insert into this table. See, now for the next insertion I have given only the last name, first name, address and city. I did not give the PID value, that is by default I did not give any PID value here. So this is not a null value, so there is no problem. So if I do not insert a PID value here, so by default it cannot insert a character called NULL. So if you are not inserting this particular PID value here, so simply it will insert a number called 0, okay, because it is a non-null value, it is a non-null attribute. For that reason it cannot insert a character called, or it cannot insert a string called null, it cannot insert a null value. For that is the reason it has inserted 0. Now tell me, if I am going to do the if I am going to repeat the same statement for the next time, so will it allow me to insert the same values here? Okay, now let us check. So I have repeated the same here. See, insert into persons, last name and so and so. Okay, here also I did not give my PID value intentionally. So what it is telling, if I am not giving a PID value here, it has to insert it with entry 0. But you remember the entry 0 has already been made here. If for the third row also if the entry 0 has been made, then the PID value will not be unique, because we have already given this PID as a unique constraint. So for this reason the duplicate entry 0 for key PID has been given here, that is now the 0 will be considered as a duplicate entry and it will not be allowed to insert. So that is the reason still we are having only the 2 number of rows in this particular table. So till now we have discussed about what is unique key constraint and how to create a unique key constraint while creating a table itself, right? So now we are going to see how to create a unique key constraint after the creation of the table. Let us say you have created a table without any unique constraint. Now you wanted to add a unique constraint explicitly with the help of an alter command. So now we shall see how we are going to do that. In the starting of the video, I told you to remember that I have given the last name as varchar with 255 characters length, first name, address and city as 255 characters length. So now if I wanted to add the what we are going to say unique key constraint with the help of all these values, now let us see what actually happens here. See, I have given alter, the command is alter table name add constraint. This is our constraint name. Do remember, whenever you are applying more than one constraint on a single table, that is you may have not null constraint, you may have unique constraint, you may have primary key constraint, you may have foreign key constraint and so on. Okay, so in order to differentiate between the different types of constraints, it is always advised to give the constraint name here by specifying the following syntax. What is the syntax? Alter table name. Now what we are doing, you are adding a constraint, right? So this add is a keyword, constraint is a keyword, and now you are giving a constraint name. Okay, this is the user defined name, so it must be given as a meaningful one. Okay, so this is CON means constraint. So what kind of constraint I am giving? Unique constraint, right? So whenever I see the list of all constraint, I understand that this is a unique key constraint. Okay, constraint underscore UNI. Now what is my constraint name? This is the keyword unique of. So on which attributes I wanted to apply my constraint? PID attribute and last name attribute. So while after giving this one, you will be getting a new unique key constraint on both PID and last name as a single unique constraint. But we have got an error here. What is the error? Specified key was too long, max key length is 1000 bytes only. Okay, then again I tried to apply the same thing with some other kind of syntax. Okay, alter table name add unique of PID comma last name. This also did not work. Okay, let us say I wanted to apply unique key constraint on PID comma city. This also did not work. And I wanted to apply the unique key constraint on last name comma city. I have tried different variations, so this also did not work. So what actually happening here is, in the table you remember that the last name, city and then first name, all these have been given with varchar of 255. If you remember in the table when you are seeing the DESC table name, so see the varchar of 255. So what it is saying that the maximum key length is only 1000 bytes, but here what we have given the key length, I mean the length of this particular last name attribute, we have given 255 characters length, so it is exceeding this particular value. Okay, so for that reason what I have done, simply now I am going to change the I am not going to change the data type, but I wanted to change the length of this particular varchar. Alter table, table name, modify column, what is this one, column name, that is the last name. So from varchar of 255 now I have changed it to varchar of 20. So whenever I have changed it to varchar 20, now it is allowing me to add the unique key constraint here. See here, now alter table, table name, add constraint con underscore uni, that is the unique constraint on PID comma last name. So now query is okay. So previously it did not allow me to add a unique constraint because the maximum key length is 1000 bytes only and it is exceeding 1000 bytes. So for that reason I have reduced the length of this particular varchar data type to 20 or 30 or 40 to ensure that it will not be greater than the 1000 bytes. So now it has allowed me to add a unique constraint on PID and last name. So by this you can remember that initially I have unique constraint on PID, that is one unique constraint. Now I also have unique constraint on PID and last name as combined. So how many total number of unique constraints I have? Two number of unique constraints I am having right now. So if you wanted to see the complete create table statement and what are the constraints you have applied, simply you have a command called show create table and then table name. So it is going to show you the complete information about the table is persons 2 and the create table command is this one. So whatever constraints we have, it will be shown in this one. See, the PID is not null, last name is by default is having null value, first name by default null value, and city also default null value. So we have one unique key constraint which is on PID. Okay, and there is another unique key constraint on PID comma last name. See here, if you do not give any name for this particular constraint, it will be given with P underscore ID. If you have given a name, previously you have given a name for this combination of these two attributes as con underscore uni, that is constraint underscore unique. For that reason it is going to tell us like this. So what is the advantage of giving the names of these constraints? Means if you wanted to drop a particular constraint or if you wanted to modify a particular constraint, you can simply do that basing upon these particular names. So now see here, now I'm trying to insert some more values into this particular table, that is 2 kk yy pp px, and now these values have been inserted here. Okay, now again I'm going to insert some more values here. So previously I inserted 2 kk yy pp and px, and again now I am going to insert the same values here. So what will be the output here? Duplicate entry is 2, because previously I have inserted 2 value here. Now again I am trying to insert the 2 value here. It will not be allowed to insert the same value because PID is a unique key constraint. So presently this is the status of our table, that is PID is not accepting any null values and it is also a primary key constraint. Explicitly we did not give the primary key constraint because it is a unique key constraint and it will not accept null values. For that is the reason it is giving PRI, that is primary key constraint. Now we are going to add a unique key constraint on both address and city. So I wanted to add the unique key constraint for address and city. So what is the statement here? Alter table, table name, add constraint. Now I'm going to give another new constraint name, constraint con underscore uni1 unique of address comma city. So whatever address and city values I am going to give, now these values must be unique. Let us say you have given for address value A and for city C. For the next row of insertion you cannot give A and C. That is the meaning of these particular values. Okay, I will show you here. Okay, so whenever you wanted to enter, see here, whenever I wanted to create a unique key constraint for address comma city, what it is telling me? Duplicate entry for pp and px for key con underscore uni1. So it is for this particular constraint you have a duplicate entry here. What is the duplicate entry here? See, this is pp and px and this is pp and px, this is pp and px. So by before applying all these unique key constraints, you have to check whether all these values are correctly according to the constraint or not. That is what I am specifying here. I am telling that now my unique key constraint is applied on address and city. That is, once address is having pp and city is having px, the other time it should not be allowed to enter pp and px. But before describing this particular constraint, or before describing this particular defining this particular constraint, I already have the duplicate values in address comma city which are not unique. This is similar to this one, this is similar to this one. So that is the reason it is not allowing me to enforce this unique key constraint on address comma city. So that is the reason now what I am doing, I am going to change the values of address from pp to some p1 and pq, and now again I have changed here. Now the address and city values are unique for each other. Here p1, pp, pq. Okay, so p1 comma px is different from pp comma px. It can have the same values here, but it cannot have the same values in both the columns. That is, p1 comma px is different from pp comma px, and pp comma px is different from pq comma px. So now if I wanted to add the unique key constraint for address comma city, now it will allow me to add the unique key constraint. See here, alter table name, add constraint cyn underscore uni1 unique of address comma city. So query is okay. So 3 records have been affected because these are unique values. Now you can apply the unique key constraint on this particular table. So now when I am going to enter the value, now pp and px, whenever I am going to enter the pp and px value as part of address and city, pp and px are already existing here. As we have defined a unique key constraint, it will not allow me to enter the same values here. That is, duplicate entry pp and px for this particular unique key constraint. Okay. So up to now we have a unique key constraint on address and city. So what if I wanted to drop these unique key constraints on address and city? So simply what I will do, alter table name drop. Okay, see here. Okay, this one, alter table name drop index. That is, whenever you are dropping a unique key constraint, okay, you have to give a keyword called index. So I already told you that whenever we have multiple number of constraints, it is better to give the constraint name. So now it is very much helpful for us to drop that con underscore una1 immediately by specifying the name of that particular constraint. Okay, by giving this particular statement, now this particular statement allows us to drop the constraint with the name con underscore uni1. So now the unique key constraint on address and city combined now will be removed. Okay, so they can accept null values and the default value is null value. Let us check the same thing by inserting a duplicate value called pp and px, and now let us see whether it allows us to insert these values or not. So now I try to again insert the pp and px value. Okay, so now it allowed me to insert pp and px value, which is the same as this one. So this tells us that the values, that is the unique key constraint on address comma city, has been successfully dropped. If also you wanted to drop the first and foremost unique key constraint which we have created is p underscore id. Do remember that I did not give any name for this constraint. So simply I am going to tell alter table name drop index p underscore id. So now it has been successfully dropped. That is, this PID unique key constraint has been successfully dropped from this persons2 table. So now you can see that the PID's unique key constraint has been successfully dropped, and unique key constraint on address and city has been dropped. Only key constraint which is available right now is con underscore uni. This is the second type of unique key constraint we have created in our video. So which is a combination of PID and last name. Okay, so if you wanted to drop this one also, so simply give the same command, alter table name drop index con underscore uni. So whenever you give this one, so all the now this con underscore uni, which is a unique key constraint on PID comma last name, will also be dropped. So as now we have dropped the unique key constraint on PID, now it is allowing me to enter the duplicate values in 4. See here, in the 1, 2, 3, 4th row we have 4, and in the 5th row also we have 4, because we have removed the unique key constraint on PID. So whenever I see DESC person's name, so what it is showing now, is PID accepting null values? No, because it is still having a not null constraint. Here do we have any value called PRI? No. Previously in the starting of the video we observed that this PID is having a under key a value called PRI, but now we do not have PRI because we have removed the unique key constraint. Okay, so this is how you are going to work with unique key constraint. So in this video we saw what is unique key constraint, how to create a unique key constraint for a new table, and how to create a unique key constraint after creating a table, that is adding a unique key constraint for the existing table, that is adding unique key constraint for a single attribute or a combination of attributes, and then also we have seen how to drop the unique key constraint for a given table. Okay, thank you. Please like, share and subscribe to Joshua Talks, because sharing is caring. Thank you.